If you're building AI automations with N8N or any no-code workflow tool, you might think you don't need to understand coding or architecture. You just need to drag, drop, connect some nodes, and you're done. But here's the truth nobody tells you. No code doesn't mean no knowledge. And if you don't understand the design pattern behind what you're building, you're going to waste time, money, and build systems that don't scale. In this series, I'm going to show you the design patterns that power every AI automation, whether you code it in Python or click it together in a no-code tool. And by the end of this series, you will understand AI architecture better than 95% of people building with AI today. So what is a design pattern? A design pattern is a proven, reusable solution to a common problem in software architecture. First, it's repeatable. You can use it across different projects and contexts with consistent results. Second, it's tested. These patterns have been proven in production by thousands of developers over years, so they actually work. And third, it's easy to communicate. Patterns provide a shared vocabulary for teams to discuss architecture clearly and efficiently. Think of it like a Lego instructions. You don't reinvent how to build a house every time. You follow a proven blueprint that works. When it comes to artificial intelligence, every AI automation follows a specific pattern. And these are the most widely recognized patterns in AI automation. We have two categories. The first category is workflow patterns, which control how tasks flow and execute. Under this category, we have sequential, what we're covering today, conditional, parallel, and loop. The second category is agentic patterns, which define how AI agents think and make decisions. Under this category, we have react, tool use, reflection, planning, and multi-agent. Why every AI builder must understand design patterns? First, understanding patterns helps you choose the right architecture and have a foundation that scales from 10 to 10,000 operations. Plus, you can predict problems before they become bottlenecks. This means debugging in minutes instead of hours. Finally, you can explain your system clearly to different audiences like developers or clients. Today we're starting with the foundation, which is the sequential, or sometimes called the chaining pattern. It's the simplest and most fundamental workflow pattern. Tasks execute one after another in a specific order, where each step receives the output of the previous step as its input. So think of it like an assembly line. For example, here, step 1 completes its work and passes the results to step 2. Step 2 processes that result and hands it off to step 3. And step 3 takes that output and produces the final results. Each step waits for the previous one to finish before starting. The advantages of this type of workflow: it's simple and predictable, easy to debug, and each step improves result. However, it can be slow when error blocks the whole pipeline, and it's less flexible. Now that you understand the theory, let's build a real one. I'm going to show you a real sequential pattern implementation for a blog post generator. It takes a topic as an input and produces a complete SEO optimized blog post. We will be using only 3 sequential steps. To implement this sequential post blog generator, we will be using 2 approaches, code and no code. For the coding approach, we have Python as a programming language, LangChain, the leading AI framework for building AI, and Groq, which provides fast and free LLM accesses. On the no-code side, we have N8N, a powerful workflow automation platform without code. Basically, we will be building the same pattern with different methods. To To implement the block generator, we need to prepare the structure of our project. So basically we will have a folder block generator, inside block sequential, our main script, requirements.txt for our dependencies, and .env for our API configuration. So let's create this folder. Now I need to add the other files. Okay, now we need to add the dependencies. We need Python .env LangChain core and LangChain Groq. Next, we open the terminal. We make sure that we have Python. So we need to create our environment. Let's activate the environment. And then install the requirements. Good. Now let's do the implementation. For that, I will add a diagram to guide us. So here we have an input. We send this input to an LLM who will create the outline. Next, another one will do the draft. And finally, we will do an optimized post with the last LLM. So let's import the dependencies. We need chat prompt template. We need Groq. We need to load .env and we need the parser. Output parser, import this parser. Okay, good. Now let's load the .env. Next, we will create our LLM. I will not use GPT-4. I will use Llama. Let's create also a parser. So now let's start creating the prompts for each step. here from message. So basically, here is the prompt. You are a blog post outline generator. Create a detailed outline for a blog post about the following topic, and we will be passing the topic. We will do the same thing for each step. Here for the draft generator, and we will be passing the outline instead of the topic. And for step 3, we will be passing the draft instead of the outline in order to generate the optimized version. So now we need to prepare the chaining. So the chain for each step, here, here, and here. Step 1, chain. And here, let's use this format. We need the step 1 prompt, the model, and also the parser. Same thing for step 2 and step 3. So basically what we did here, we prepared each step with the prompt and the chain. Now we need to implement the function that will do the chaining. So now let's do the chaining. So basically here, we will call this chain after this chain and this chain. So to do that, we need to create a function. So I don't need a return here. I will be just showing every step. Here, instead of run, I will use invoke. So let's add some formatting here. Okay, we need to print the topic. Here, let's print the title for this step. Let's print separator, and then I'm gonna print the outline. Same thing for step 2, and same thing for step 3. I think we have everything. So now let's call our main. Basically, the topic here, it will be the future of artificial intelligence in everyday life. And we're going to pass that topic to our function. Okay, next we need to add our API key in the .env. Right, so we have Groq API key. Okay, from lang chain. Okay, this looks good. Okay, now let's run our script. Python. Looks that we have an issue. Okay, lang chain. Okay, this should come from core. All right, let's run it again. Good. So let's have a look at the results. So first, generating outline. So this is the content, as you can see. Next step, generating draft. It looks good. And finally, step 3, optimizing posts for SEO. As you can see, you have all the content, and here you have header tags, image tags, and also link to related blog posts. So now let's move to the no-code part. First, we need to open N8N. As you can see, I have it locally. And if you would like to install it locally too, you just need to go to this link and follow the instructions. Now my local host is ready. Create workflow. Add Groq. I need to add a credential. I need an IPA key. So this is the link in order to create an IPA key. Just press the button, create IPA key. I already have one, so I just need to copy and paste it here. Good. If you remember, in the code, we chose specific model. Let's copy the same. So this is step 1. Let's also trigger the chat in order to have the value or the topic to use in step 1. Just test with hi. Now we need to configure the prompt. We will need just to copy the same prompt, paste it here, and drag and drop the chat input. We need to replace the topic by this value. Good. Let's try it now. Now we need to add another basic LLM chain for the step 2. We will define a prompt. Just copy step 2 prompt, paste, and take the text that comes from the step 1 or the value. We need to replace the outline. Next, we need to add Groq. We don't need to create another account. However, we need to replace the model. Same. Let's run it. Now we need to add step 3. Same thing, basic LLM chain. Define the prompt. Copy step 3. And then pick up the output of step 2 Now we need to replace the draft value with this value. Next, we need to define the model. I think we have everything. Now we need to use the same topic in the chat and run our sequential pipeline. Good. So first we had the topic, the future of AI intelligence in everyday life. Next, step 1, outline generator. This is the output. Second step, your blog post draft generator. This is the draft. And finally, the last step in order to generate an optimized blog. As you can see, it looks good. So I'm happy with the results. You will find all the code from this video in the description, including the GitHub repository, how to install N8N locally, and how to get Groq API key. If this video helped you understand why architecture matters in AI and how to work with both code and no-code approaches, make sure to subscribe to the channel. In the next video, I will be covering the parallel pattern, how to run multiple tasks at the same time for massive speed gain. Also, leave a comment if you have any questions or if there is a specific topic would you like me to cover. See you in the next one.